How Manchester United could line up with Frenkie de Jong. Manchester United are serious about signing Frenkie de Jong from Barcelona. Erik ten Hag is intent on a reunion with his former Ajax star at Old Trafford, who would bring some much-needed quality to their engine room. 90 Min understands United are confident of landing de Jong sooner or later as talks progress, and he could be their first signing of the summer. But how would United line up with de Jong in the side? 90 Min has some ideas at Ajax. Ten Hag often deployed de Jong as the only holding midfielder in a 4-3-3, while he is currently used at the base of a five-man midfield by Louis van Gaal for the Netherlands. The 25-year-old was unable to oust Sergio Busquets as the number 6 at Barcelona, but he has plenty of experience in the role, despite this absence of playing time at club level since leaving Amsterdam. If United are to become a possession-based team, then a player like de Jong needs to be in that position. Indeed, the player himself believes he is at his best when he is the first player to receive the ball from the defense. While Paul Pogba and Nemanja Matic have departed following the end of their contracts, there are a number of other options that Ten Hag will have to play in that midfield. Unlikely stalwarts Fred and Scott McTominay are still knocking about, and with neither a sole defensive midfielder, they could benefit from having some control further behind them, while reports suggest Ten Hag is willing to give Andreas Pereira another chance. 90 Min understands James Garner is likely to return to Nottingham Forest following his impressive loan last season, but Bruno Fernandes could also play deeper if Ten Hag wants to throw as many attack-minded players into his selection as possible. A lot of eyes will be on Donny van de Beek, who worked with Ten Hag in the Netherlands following his loan spell at Everton. If he can't get into the United team now, then it may just never happen. De Jong also briefly played as a centre-back in a back five at Ajax, bringing the ball out from the back and starting attacks. This job is now effectively asked of all number 6s. Possible lineups: De Jong, DM, Fred, CM, McTominay, CM, De Jong, DM, Fred, CM, Fernandes, CM, De Jong, DM, Fred, CM, Pereira, CM, De Jong, DM, Fred, CM, Van de Ven, CM, De Jong, DM, McTominay, CM, Fernandes, CM, De Jong, DM, McTominay, CM, Pereira, CM, De Jong, DM, McTominay, CM, Van de Beek, CM, De Jong, DM, Fernandes, CM, Pereira, CM, De Jong, DM, Fernandes, CM, Van de Beek, CM, De Jong, DM, Van de Beek, CM, Pereira, CM. While De Jong brings obvious qualities as a number 6, United could benefit from his playing as a number 8 instead, with one of Fred or McTominay reverting to their role as the sitting midfielder to provide more physicality, shutters, or another 6 being signed. The Dutchman's defensive stats haven't been great at Barcelona, and he is rather lightweight. If Ten Hag can't perfect his philosophy of having near total possession, then De Jong will suffer with the Premier League's physical standards as a holding midfielder. Having an extra security blanket behind him could be sensible, while this would also allow De Jong to fill the ball-carrying hole left by Pogba. Possible lineups: McTominay, DM, De Jong, CM, Fred, CM, McTominay, DM, De Jong, CM, Fernandes, CM, McTominay, DM, De Jong, CM, Van de Beek, CM, Fred, DM, De Jong, CM, McTominay, CM, Fred, DM, De Jong, CM, Fernandes, CM, Fred, DM, De Jong, CM, Van de Beek, CM. Listen now to 90 Min's brand new podcast Talking Transfers with Scott Saunders, Graham Bailey and Toby Cudworth. This week Harry Symeou steps in for Scott, and the trio discuss the futures of Bukayo Saka, Rafael Leo, Romelu Lukaku, Calvin Phillips, Youri Tielemans, Alexander Zinchenko, Rafinha, Gabriel Jesus and more. The 4-2-3-1 formation has often been the bane of Man United's progress in recent years, largely because they've scarcely had suitable players to succeed with it. But with De Jong potentially arriving, Ten Hag could have 2 solid options to sit at the midfield base of such a formation. Possible lineups: De Jong, DM, Fred, DM, De Jong, DM, McTominay, DM, De Jong, DM, Pereira, DM, De Jong, DM, Van de Beek, DM.